Have you ever looked around and thought, this can't be all there is? You go through the motions, you play the role, you smile when expected, but deep inside, something stirs. A soft discomfort, a whisper beneath the noise, a feeling like you've been asleep in someone else's life. That's not confusion. That's the beginning of awakening. 1. The spiritual awakening journey isn't what you think. Forget the Instagram quotes and candlelit selfies. Spiritual awakening is not always peaceful. It's not always pretty. It's not about high vibes only. It's about remembering who you are and watching everything that's not you start to fall apart. 2. There are 5 distinct stages, and everyone who awakens, sooner or later, moves through them. Some crawl, some sprint, some loop back again and again, but the signs are always there. Knowing your stage helps you stop feeling lost, make sense of your emotions, navigate relationships without guilt, reclaim your energy, and find your purpose with clarity. 3. Why you felt alone. You were never taught this. No one gave you a map. You thought you were breaking down. But maybe you're breaking open. You're not crazy. You're not lazy. You're not behind. You're waking up. In the next part, we'll reveal stage 1, the disruption phase, what it feels like, how to know you're in it, and why it's actually the most sacred moment in your spiritual path. But before we get there, take a deep breath, close your eyes, and ask, what if everything falling apart is actually my soul rearranging the truth? Stage 1, disruption, the breaking point. It doesn't start with light. It starts with a crack, a moment, a season, or even years, when everything that used to make sense stops making sense. 1. What it feels like. The job that once felt secure now feels suffocating. The people you've known for years suddenly feel distant. The routines that once brought comfort now feel meaningless. You may feel restless, isolated, emotionally exhausted, anxious without reason, pulled towards something invisible but real. You begin to question, greater than, why am I really here? What am I even doing? Is this all there is? This is not depression. It's a rupture in the illusion. 2. Why this happens. Spiritual awakening doesn't knock politely. It shakes the foundation. The purpose of stage 1 is to disrupt your autopilot, to jolt you out of the sleepwalk. Everything that was built on unconscious agreement starts to crumble, because the soul has decided it's time. Time to remember, time to return, time to see with new eyes. 3. Common experiences in stage 1. Sudden loss or change, job, relationship, health. Feelings of betrayal by life. Intense dreams or synchronicities. A sense of being watched or guided. Deep discomfort in familiar spaces. You're not being punished. You're being initiated. 4. How to move through this stage. Don't numb it. Don't run from it. Don't try to fix it too fast. Instead, sit with the discomfort journal without editing. Spend more time in nature. Allow silence to speak. This stage is not meant to destroy you. It's meant to strip away what you are not. In the next part, we'll enter stage 2, the search, where you begin to seek truth, meaning, and alignment. You'll start chasing what your soul remembers, even if you don't know the language yet. But first, look at your current life and ask, what am I clinging to that's already trying to leave? Stage 2, the search, the hunger for meaning. The world didn't change, but you did. Now, every word feels hollow unless it's true. Every moment feels wasted unless it's real. And you can't go back to sleep, even if you wanted to. 1. What this stage feels like. After the disruption comes the craving, to know, to understand, to connect. You might obsess over spiritual books and teachings, watch endless videos about energy, the soul, dimensions, start meditating, journaling, or doing shadow work. Feel drawn to nature, silence, or sacred spaces. Lose interest in superficial conversations. But here's the twist. Even with all the content, you still feel unsatisfied. Because you're not looking for information. You're looking for remembrance. 2. You begin to notice synchronicities. The numbers, the signs, the feeling like someone or something is trying to guide you. 11:11. Dreams that feel like messages. Books that fall off shelves. Strangers saying exactly what you needed to hear. This is the universe saying, greater than, you're not crazy, you're not alone. Keep going. 3. The risk of this stage. This is where many seekers get stuck. In the spiritual shopping mall, jumping from one modality to another, one teacher to another, one fix to the next. But awakening is not about accumulating tools. It's about dropping what isn't yours. It's not about becoming someone new. It's about becoming fully yourself. 4. The practice. Here, choose depth over novelty. Stay with a practice long enough to listen. Ask, is this helping me remember my truth? Meditate not for peace, but for presence. Stay grounded. Read less. Feel more. You're not here to find a system. You're here to find you. And if this part of the journey feels messy, lonely, or overwhelming, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Tap subscribe. Hit the bell. Because what you're searching for is searching for you too. In the next part, we'll step into stage 3. The death. When everything that no longer matches your soul begins to fall away, sometimes painfully. But until then, ask yourself, what part of me still believes that truth must come from someone else? Stage 3. The death, the dismantling of who you were. This is where the real pain starts. Not because something is wrong, but because something is ending. And that something is you. Or rather, the version of you that was built for survival, not truth. 1. What this stage feels like. You lose friends. You walk away from careers. You outgrow dreams you once prayed for. The grief hits hard. The loneliness feels unbearable. And the silence? It's deafening. But inside that silence is something waiting to be born. Because this isn't just loss. It's sacred shedding. 2. What dies in this phase? Old identities, masks you wore to be accepted. Beliefs you inherited, not chose. Relationships rooted in obligation, not resonance. Goals that came from ego, not soul. You begin to feel like a stranger in your own life because you've outgrown the skin you once called home. 3. The illusion of regression. This stage often feels like going backwards. You might question everything again, feel spiritually numb, lose interest in practices that used to bring you peace, experience emotional chaos, fatigue, or apathy. But this isn't regression, it's metamorphosis. The caterpillar doesn't become a butterfly by improving. It dissolves completely. So give yourself permission to fall apart. 4. What to remember. Here, you're not failing. You're not broken. You're not behind. You're in the void, the space between stories, where the old has died and the new hasn't arrived. And in this space, magic brews. Stay with it. Feel everything. Let what needs to go, go. In the next part, we'll enter stage 4, the rebirth, where your new self begins to emerge, softer and stronger than ever. But until then, ask yourself, what am I grieving that I was never meant to carry into the next version of me? Stage 4, the rebirth, becoming who you actually are. You've burned, you've crumbled, you've emptied, and now there's space, not for who you were told to be, but for who you've always been, beneath the noise. 1. What this stage feels like. It's subtle, it's quiet, but something is different. You wake up without dread, breathe deeper without trying, speak your truth without trembling, feel a softness in your body that wasn't there before. There's no big aha moment, just a slow, steady return. 2. Signs you're in rebirth. You no longer tolerate things that drain you. You feel more you around fewer people. You crave simplicity, presence, and honesty. You stop asking for permission, energetically or emotionally. You start building a life that feels like home. You don't need to prove anything. You just need to become. And you are. 3. The emergence of true power. This is where you remember. You can feel deeply and stand firmly. You can be soft and strong. You can say no without guilt. You can follow energy, not obligation. You begin to trust your body again, your voice again, your path again. Not because someone told you to, because it feels right. 4. A new kind of clarity. This clarity isn't mental, it's embodied. You don't just know who you are, you live it. In your choices, in your posture, in the spaces you no longer enter, and the silence you no longer fear. You are no longer reacting, you're responding from center. In the next part, we'll complete the journey with stage 5, expansion, when your awakening becomes not just personal, but collective, and your energy begins to ripple outward. But before that, take a moment, put your hand on your heart, and ask, if I'm no longer becoming someone, what if I've already arrived? Stage 5, expansion, the ripple effect of your awakening. You're no longer trying to wake up, you are awake, and now, your presence begins to shift everything around you, not because you preach, not because you push, but because you embody. 1. What expansion feels like. You don't need loud words or loud rooms. You walk into a space, and it feels different. You speak, and people listen differently. You rest, and others feel permission to do the same. You've become a signal, a lighthouse, an unspoken invitation to authenticity. And most of the time, you won't even realize you're doing it. 2. You no longer seek validation. You're no longer addicted to being understood. You'd rather be real than be liked. You know when to speak, and when silence says more. You don't need external proof. You trust your internal resonance. That's true mastery. not perfection. Presence. 3. The mission finds you. Expansion isn't about doing more. It's about being so aligned that what's meant for you can't miss you. The people, the opportunities, the path, they all find you because you've become clear. You're no longer chasing your purpose. You're living it. You realize you were never just healing for you. You were healing for everyone you'd one day touch. 4. The circle completes. You've gone from sleep to awareness, collapse to clarity, questioning to knowing, searching to standing. Now, you move from the soul without forcing, faking, or fleeing. And that's what makes the awakening real. Not the books you read, not the practices you post, but the energy you hold in moments no one sees. So I leave you with one final question. If your presence alone now heals others who might be waiting for you to stop hiding,